Imagine buying your dream home in Texas or California. You secured the fixed-rate mortgage. The schools are great. It's mid-July. It is 104 degrees outside. You're sitting in your living room and suddenly your air conditioning shuts off. You didn't blow a fuse. You paid your utility bill on time. You walk up to your smart thermostat and the screen is locked, displaying 3 words: energy-saving event. You own the house, but you no longer own the climate inside it. We used to think real estate was purely about zip codes, school districts, and interest rates. Not anymore. We are quietly entering an era of energy feudalism. The American dream now comes with a remote kill switch. While everyone is arguing on the internet about housing inventory, Wall Street is executing a totally different play. They are buying up the copper wires, the local substations, and the transformers that make those houses livable. Private equity infrastructure fund. They claim they are the saviors, stepping in with private capital to rescue failing municipal grids because local governments are flat broke. It sounds heroic, right? Until you read their SEC filings. Their profit margins don't just survive extreme weather events. Their yields actually spike precisely when the grid is on the brink of total collapse. Today, we aren't talking about interest rates. We are tracking the money behind the new housing crisis, the rise of the uninsurable, unpowerable home. The utility companies call it a demand response program. It sounds highly technical and efficient. Wait, let me back up. What that actually means is you sign an agreement usually buried in the terms and conditions of setting up your electricity account. That gives the power company the legal authority to throttle your home's power consumption during peak hours. They sell it to you as a discount. Save $20 a month by participating. But what happens when the heat wave hits? Your thermostat is hijacked remotely. You try to turn it down, it overrides your command. You are a passenger in your own living room. Before we go deeper into the money behind this, I want to ask you a direct question. Would you accept a 20% discount on your energy bill if the utility company had the legal right to turn off your AC during a heat wave? Drop a yes or a no in the comments right now. I'm genuinely curious where the line is for most people. Because millions of Americans have already unknowingly crossed that line. And it's not because there isn't enough power to go around. It's because the people who own the grid are financially incentivized to keep supply artificially strained. Look at this map of localized blackouts from last summer. Notice how they cluster. It's not rural cabins out in the woods losing power. It's newly built subdivisions, middle-class neighborhoods. This is the new architecture of energy feudalism. In the feudal era, the lord owned the land and the serf just worked it. Today, you get to own the land. You get to carry the 7% mortgage, you take all the financial risk, but a corporate entity miles away dictates whether your house is habitable. You see, government municipalities used to own the utility grids. It was a public service. The goal was simple: keep the lights on, break even, or make a tiny, boring margin. But over the last 15 years, local governments went broke. Their infrastructure aged out. Transformers from the 1970s started sparking. Enter the private equity infrastructure funds. Wall Street realized that the ultimate monopoly isn't software. It's the wire connected to your breaker box. When private equity buys up a regional utility, their PR teams release statements saying they are injecting much-needed capital to modernize the grid. That's their best excuse. They are saving us from government incompetence. I had to read this page of an infrastructure fund's 10K filing 3 times because I thought it was a typo. They don't make their big money through modernization. They make it through crisis. Private equity operates on quarterly yield targets. The fastest way to boost yield isn't to build a billion-dollar nuclear plant. It's to acquire existing generation assets, slash the maintenance budgets to the absolute bone, and run the aging equipment as hot as legally possible. Actually, hold on. Scratch that. Look at how they handle pricing.
The country.
When a winter freeze or a summer heat wave hits, and the grid threatens to collapse because they didn't maintain the infrastructure, what happens? They go to the State Utility Commission and declare a state of emergency. They demand approval for emergency rate hikes and surge pricing, and they get it. Because the alternative is letting millions of people freeze or overheat. They are effectively holding the thermostat hostage. Their profits spike precisely when the grid fails. If they built a perfectly robust, oversupplied power grid, energy prices would plummet and their double-digit yields would vanish. They need the grid to be constantly teetering on the edge of the abyss. This is why your bill goes up, while your power reliability goes down. You aren't paying for electricity anymore, you are paying a ransom. We are creating two classes of homeowners in America. Those who rely on a grid designed to extract wealth through scarcity, and those who can afford to buy their way out with $50,000 off-grid solar and battery architecture. The era of cheap, reliable power as a basic American right is dead. It's been packaged, securitized, and sold. So the next time you look at Zillow, stop obsessing over the granite countertops, because a house you can't cool, a house you can't power, isn't a home. It's just a beautifully decorated oven.